Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see all you smiling, friendly faces out there on this happy Monday before Christmas. We're going to get going in just over a minute.
Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun, the Daily Dish with me, Ron E. Bradley. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a phenomenal day. Morning, afternoon, evening, late at night, middle of the night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And who knows, this could be a low watching week. I don't know, because people are out there busy. They're getting ready for Christmas. If you are getting ready for Christmas, if you're watching this on the replay, perhaps, or you just come in now to the beginning of the show, please click that like button if you don't mind. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, please. Costs you nothing, and it's free to do. And of course, click that notification bell. When you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm, and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. And we do like to have fun. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody who's out there. Good morning, chat. Let's see. We've got Juliet says, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Follow the Bradleys and chat. And if you happen to be getting ads right now, you just skip those. That's okay. If you are watching this on the replay, if you don't mind, you can leave a comment. Replay gang. That's interesting. I didn't realize that StreamYard did this. But StreamYard does this thing where I only see the people who are, if you're not ad watching. Yes, Merry Christmas Eve Eve. Yeah, Merry Christmas Eve Eve. Two more shopping days, I guess. Today and tomorrow counts as our shopping days, right? Is that how that works? So if you're doing some very, very last minute shopping or stocking stuff for shopping, get that done. A lot of the good stocking stuff is gone by now, and that's always hard for me because especially if you're buying food for stocking stuffers like chocolate and stuff, I'm like, but I want it to be as fresh as possible, but it's all gone 3 weeks before, so that's no good. Anyhow, for those that may have caught the show on Friday, yes, I shaved. It's true. And if you didn't catch it last night, kind of late for the East Coast, but fairly early for the West Coast, depending on where you are, or middle of the night for the UK, I dropped my Gary Sinise doing the candlelight processional vlog at Epcot. So that one is up there now too. I'm trying to see. Just making sure that yep. I sound okay. We've got so let me start saying hi to everybody that just is coming in the chat. I saw Equus and Bud. Saw you guys come in just now. And yes, indeed, and Juliet. But I want to go back up all the way to the top. Dan's Life at the Kingdom says, I watched Sonic yesterday in 4DX. Great movie. Yes, 4DX is a fantastic way to watch Sonic. We actually watched the Mario movie in 4DX. I guess it's been a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. But what a way to watch a movie, especially if it has to do with, if there's a lot of motion in the movie. Anytime it's a type of a big thriller, or like Mario was perfect. It was like being in the game. It was very, very cool. And I said, good morning back to the Danster. And Tom F is here. He is in the house. Good morning, Tom F. How are you and Linda doing? I hope you are well. I hope you're doing okay. I pray for you guys every day, by the way, just so you know, because I know health is always a concern. And there are hardships we are all facing, and man, that's always tough. So lots of prayers go out. I'm getting caffeinated myself. Feel free to caffeinate yourselves as well. I'm writing somebody. Just give me a second. This is funny. Oh my goodness gracious me. I don't know how you guys feel on a Monday morning, but it doesn't, beginning of a new week should be an exciting thing, and it is, but man, I'm just tired. I'm excited for the new year, things to come, and I'll be going through some of that. Year-end reviews and all that kind of stuff. My beautiful wife is in the house. Thank you for moderating Virginia Bradley Adventures. Sometimes she comes in as Virginia Bradley Magical Adventures. So she's got her 2 channels there. And she says, good morning to Dan. Good morning to Tom. Good morning to everybody clapping along. Arlene Navo says, wow, I'm up and awake before the start of the show. Thank you to the crew burying my replacement internet cable for waking me up so early. Oh my goodness gracious me. Sorry about that, crew. What movie was I watching? It was My Cousin Vinny. I'd never seen My Cousin Vinny before, and I watched it over the weekend, and it was so funny to see Vinny getting woken up at like 4:35, 5 o'clock, 5:30 every morning in the town that he's not used to. Something happening that early. Arlene saying hi. Juliet's here. Yes, indeed. And then Arlene says, oh, wow, yes, Merry Christmas Eve. 2 more shopping days. The Bud Files is here. Good morning, Sue and the Bud Files. Who else do we have here? We have Equus Heart, good morning. And Going Shogi is in the house all the way from California, dude. And OCDD93 is here. Didi, not Diddy. Diddy. Wait, it's Monday. Oh, heck, I'm going back to bed. Yeah, that's how I feel right now, man. I'll tell you what. Good morning to Jeremy. Jeremy, I don't know if you've been able to contact Virginia about what you want through Postmark. But here's what I'll do, because I know Going Shogi's got it probably at hand. Going Shogi, if you can drop the my wife's Postmark link in the chat, and then Jeremy can go over there, and then those two can work out the thing that they wanted to work out over the thing that they were looking to buy. I don't know. It's probably not for Christmas because it's too late to ship that out. We're not Amazon. But we do have merchandise, but I'm not going to talk about that yet. What I want to talk about waked up. I don't know. And for that, we need a celebration. And I'm telling you, I'll be honest with you guys, I need to wake up. I love to celebrate all of you guys for watching, because you're the energon that makes me transform and roll out of bed in the morning. Autobots, transform and roll out. I always hated Starscream. Megatron, please, I can lead. I promise, Megatron. I beg you, let me stay. Starscream. But yeah, I love to celebrate all you guys. So you drop anything in the chat, like a super sticker, super thanks, PayPal. I have the notification on for PayPal, and or buy me a coffee, which I really will start to work on. Which I will really start to work on here in the next year, 2025 for sure. I'll be working on that. Just gonna have it up there. And super chat, super things, super stickers, PayPal, buy me coffees. Anybody becomes a member of the channel or drops gifted memberships. We like to play a celebration because we love to celebrate all of you. There you go. There's the Postmark. Thank you, Going Shogi. So, in order to celebrate you, we have created several celebration videos, and I'm probably going to blow the wad this morning because I'm tired, and I think we all need a wake-up call for everything, so I'm going to do the long celebration first. Can you believe that one? Because I know my wife loves it. I know a lot of people love it. We've got some Pee-wee, and we've got some Grimly. We've got some of The Wiz and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's a fun celebration. So you guys ready? Let's celebrate. Celebrate, it's custom emoji top.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo! Oh, that's too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy. a pretty decent guy, I must say.
Oh, we are back. We are back. We are back. Oh, everybody's dropping the dance emojis. And here's one for my wife, my beautiful wife, who is watching this morning. Sugar, bum, 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 bum. Oh, honey, honey, bum, 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 bum. You are my candy girl, and I can't stop loving you. She'll get that. That is an inside joke that she may comment on. I don't know if she will or not, but it's kind of funny. It's funny to me because yeah, there you go. You remember there's two songs with Candy Girl. There's that one and there's Candy Girl, you are my world. That's from sung before people's voices change. And yes, indeed, for those of you wondering about the hat, it can be yours. We do have hats at our spread shop. And I'm going to share that on the screen if I can. Here we go. Oh, I should sing. Yeah, I see. The thing is, I don't know about copyrights and all that stuff. That's why I haven't really done it. I think I've done. I think if I sing on this channel, as far as karaoke is concerned, I might, because my wife knows what I like. There's just times I get in the mood to do karaoke, right? And I do it at home, and I'll be like singing for like 2 hours straight. Karaoke in my living room for no reason whatsoever. Just do it for me. True story. I used to sing professionally, and if I do that on the channel, I'm gonna have to do it as a members only thing. So if you members want to support my karaoke singing habit and you want to see that, you can let me know in the chat if that is something you would be interested in or not. But in the meantime, I'm sharing with you, as you can see, the Make Disney Waltz Again hat. I'm not sure if this is the version I'm wearing, actually. Let's go to all products. I think we're on all products. Never mind. And I don't know that you can get, yeah, it says your order will be delivered after Christmas. But the designs that we have right now are the Make Disney Waltz Again designs. The fedora design, as you can see here, this is a fun one. That's what it looks like on a white shirt. On a dark gray shirt, it looks like this is quite brilliant on a shirt like this. Very, very nice. And that is the fedora that I always wear in the parks. And we also have the Follow the Bradleys Fun design. Where is that? Here it is. As you can see, you can get on a hat, on a shirt. And again, my favorite color is that dark gray because it just pops. Those colors pop on the dark gray. So do Slayer song. Slayer as in the group. No, Disney never got my hat back. Also, my wife lost a hat at Disney. She never got that back. Disney has been in the past that you would get anything back that you ever lost. True story. Before 2020, if you lost something at Disney, they'd find it, they would get it back to you, they would mail it back to you. Lately, I have asked other people, and it's not just me. What I'm assuming is happening is cast members are confiscating it and keeping it for themselves. It's the only thing I can think of, because my hat we actually saw with a cast member, and they said I'd get it back, and basically promised I'd get it back, and then broke the promise, which Disney breaking promises under their current management is not something new. It's overplayed. They're not doing great things, but no. I was hoping to actually have a good video, and I can't because I didn't get it back. So again, yeah, that's just it. uh, the quality of cast members that Disney's been hiring since 2021, that's who. Going Shogi, I'll just leave it at that. What is this? Oh, there we go. We got a follow on postmark. Cool. And do I play guitar? Yes, I do play guitar. Yeah. Not very well, but I know how to do it. I learned when I was 12, and I do have a guitar that I can tune. My wife wants me to teach Xander how to play guitar, and I'm like, I just know the basic chord stuff, and it hurts my fingers, so I don't really do it a whole heck of a lot. All right, so the black bag is sold. Still have the other item. I know. Go and show. I'm telling you, man. You just never know. You just never know. Anyway, speaking of Disney and nasty and all of that, let's get to the first story of the day. Is this, and it's out of Blog Mickey. And so we're going to share this here. This is one I'm not particularly excited about, and it doesn't tell the whole story yet because the story is not over yet. But out of Blog Mickey, Walt Disney World submits the updated plans for Rivers of America demolition at Magic Kingdom. Now, if you remember the last little bit on this ongoing story is that the state, I think it's the state, asks for something about the plans that they didn't have submitted, and they had 90 days. They were coming to the end of those 90 days. They asked for another 60-day extension. The state gave them 30 days. The state initially wanted to give them only 10, and then they were able to settle to get 30. So this is the latest on where that is. Within that 30 days, Walt Disney World submits updated plans for Rivers of America demolition at Magic Kingdom. Out of Blog Mickey, I'm pretty sure this is by Mike, who writes most of Blog Mickey. It is. Here are the Rivers of America, and you can see Big Thunder behind that. This is an interesting perspective, too, because what those buildings at the bottom, I think that might be the show building for the Haunted Mansion. Yes, it is, because I see the facade. I don't know what the big building is behind the show building for Haunted Mansion. I know I've been past it. I've walked past it in real life, but that's another story. Walt Disney World has submitted updated plans for the Rivers of America demolition in response to the South Florida Water Management District's request for additional information. As you may know, the back and forth permit application process has been ongoing since we first flagged it back in September. The latest response from Disney puts the ball back in the Water Management District's court with a response required within 60 days. Here's the latest. Disney submits updated plans for Rivers of America demolition. And the reason why they're asking, by the way, for this is because if you look, that is a pretty good size area for wildlife and also water reclamation and a number of other concerns. Walt Disney World has submitted a lengthy response to the lengthy request for additional information. At a high level, Walt Disney World essentially says that a lot of the requests for more information from the state are answered into a grandfathered master plan document with the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. Where applicable, Walt Disney World has provided new information for the Water Management District, including updating demolition plans that better reflect the work that will be done to demolish the Rivers of America. You know, Walt's Rivers of America. In the original permit, it was implied but not explicitly stated that Walt Disney would be filling in the Rivers of America. In the updated screenshots below, we can see that Disney clearly outlines that they will be draining the rivers of America and filling the entire area with dirt to create a newly leveled and graded construction area. This will support the eventual construction of a Cars-themed expansion of Frontierland, and the next phase of the work will be for a Villains-themed land. Both of those probably horrible ideas. It's also worth noting that the permits called for the preservation and protection of the existing Walt Disney World Railroad tracks. This means that this phase of the construction will not impact the tracks in terms of physically removing or modifying them, but it doesn't mean that there won't be a temporary closure of the Walt Disney World Railroad at some point. Yes, the last temporary closure of the Walt Disney World Railroad was 3.5 years. Because leadership at Disney doesn't know what they're doing. The permit screenshots below show the planned construction, laydown yards, and the draining and filling of the rivers of America and demolition of Tom Sawyer Island. And here are those plots. We'll continue to update this article with more information as we continue to read through the documents. In short, the project is very much still moving ahead, and Disney has very likely submitted enough information for the South Florida Water Management District to greenlight the project. Also, they could decide based on the information. Mike didn't write this. This is what I know. They have enough information to greenlight the project, but they also have possibly enough information to say, no, we can't greenlight this project because of what it's going to do to water management. For more on what we expect Magic Kingdom to look like in 2025, check out the article below. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But the deal is that there's still a very good chance that they do not end up going through with this project. There's been fan pushback. There's been this pushback. And what I would suggest to anybody that loves the traditional Walt Disney World experience, the traditional Magic Kingdom, that loves the Magic Kingdom the way it is, and I don't hate all of Disney. Okay, people go, oh, you hate Disney. No, I don't hate Disney. I love Disney. Actually, really do. I love Disney World. I love it. I mean, my whole thing is that I want to make Disney Walt again. I want Walt back in Disney World because I am sick and tired of the corporate interest destroying a company that Walt built, and that others built on the footsteps of Walt, and then they're destroying it. They don't want that, right? Yes. So what the corporation, what Bob Iger, basically the Bob Iger company, the Bob Iger version of it, that's what I'm. And I don't even hate that. I'm like, I really, really don't like it. The direction that they're going is bad. It's really bad. It's bad for guests. It's bad for them. It's bad to a lot of things. So I just want to let you know, I am not against Disney. I'm against Disney doing stupid things like this, like filling in rivers of America. What a dumb thing to do. Yeah, it's, and here it is. Go and Shogi says it's wild. It's not even Radiator Springs. Kids want to see and go to Radiator Springs, not a muggy mud pit in the middle of Florida. It will be a horrible attraction if it goes through. It will not be a good attraction. I mean, that's the thing about it. It's like having besides that, you've got cars in Disneyland. Why don't you differentiate the coast better? I mean, I don't know. It's very, very upsetting to me. Oh yes, Christmas too. But Grandpa used to play guitar too. temporary closure. That's what cities and states say about highway construction too. It's been 84 years. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly, and this is exactly my sentiment. We hate what it's become. It's like stop it, dumb people at Disney, stop doing this stupid stuff. It's just it's ridiculous. I just wish. I just wish. What's up? Anyway, what I was going to suggest is that if you are a praying person, you might want to pray for the preservation of the rivers of America, because they are, in fact, the rivers of America. This is American heritage. They are destroying the roots of the United States of America. Please understand what that means. Please understand that there are a small body of a few people at this company, at the top of the company, making decisions that have nothing to do with the guest experience and everything to do with them wanting to erase something that they, in their elitism, consider to be problematic, which is not problematic to the vast majority of people, just like Splash Mountain was not problematic to the vast majority of people. They are trying to cater to a 1% group of far leftist ideologists, and I am tired of it. I am sick of it. And thank goodness we have an administration that is coming in January and that is also sick of it, especially after what I heard. And I don't like to get political, but I heard some news about what President Biden did today. That is horrible. Real quickly, I'm just going to let you know that he commuted the sentences of, I believe it was 37 people, 37 prisoners on death row. And it's just, oh God, we're about to live I'm so glad things didn't continue to go the way they were going, because we were about to live in a world that was so high in crime, and that's not good. We've lived in a world where idiocracy has grown over the last 4 years. Inflation has grown, crime has grown, wars have grown, and let's end all of that, please, and make the world a better place. As Michael Jackson used to say, heal the world, make it a better place. What is this? Oh God. Sorry. Yeah, I get up on my high horse a little bit, and sorry about that. But to climb down off of my high horse, I think it's time for a little break in the show before we get to the main story. And since the main story is about movies, we're gonna do a celebration with a little bit of more modern movie type stuff in it. So I know nobody's dropped anything yet, but that's okay, because I still love you guys watching, and I love to celebrate you no matter what. Get your custom emojis ready if you are a member. Let's celebrate. Yes, indeed. Sorry. Yeah, I try to make the news fun, but yes, it's very, very easy to vent. Hey, it's Dude Man Cuz coming in the house. What is up, Dude Man Cuz? Dude, I'm Cuz. I have been watching some older stuff lately. I have been watching I watched My Cousin Vinny. I'm trying to watch 10 Things I Hate About You. And it's funny because these things, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm older, but the older properties, My Cousin Vinny is freaking hilarious. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. And of course, Christmas Vacation. I don't know what it is about 80s and 90s, early 2000s even. I guess 10 Things I Hate About You is actually late 90s, but some of the entertainment back then was so much better than what we're getting now. But what we are getting now that is good is Sonic 3. Yes, indeed. I hope that I can de-age over the year 2025. 2 Utes. I'm sorry. What was that you just said? I said these 2 Utes, Your Honor. Did you mean youths? Yeah, 2 youths. 2 Utes. And it's that cast is amazing. Like when you think about some of the other roles that some of them played, you have was it Lane Smith? I think he was in Lois and Clark. He was the chief, the newspaper chief, and then you have Fred Munster, the guy who played him. I mean, it's like, and just a great cast all around. We are 50s are the new 20s. So I wish I could feel that way. It'd be great. I might need some of Diddy's stash, right? OCD, not Diddy. I might need some of Diddy's stash for that. I've never done that stuff. I never will. It's just not my thing. I'll just drink my great morning beverage here. But we are going to look at something. And before we look at it, let me give my very quick review. Let me give my very quick review of Sonic 3. Let me look here. Sonic the Hedgehog. Got quiet in the house. Sonic 3 the Hedgehog. All right, so took the family to see Sonic 3 on Friday at a fairly filled theater. We love our local theater because they have reclining chairs. They even have day beds that you can rent. I've never done it. We've never done a day bed as a family. I need to ask them if it's okay if we do a day bed that 3 of us share the day bed, and do we have to pay for an extra ticket if we do that, or can we just, like, if it's my wife and my son and myself, and he's not taking up. I mean, the day beds are huge. You can fit 4 people on a day bed pretty easily, but I think you have to you pay for the day beds. You pay for 2 seats and a popcorn basically when you pay for the day bed. Yes, so I think regardless of people traveling, Sonic is still going to clean house in these next few days. I think it is too. I think it's going to do very well over the Christmas holiday. I know when I lived in Springfield, Missouri, we always went to see a movie on Christmas Day. It was like a tradition in Springfield. I don't know why, but like everybody in Springfield, Missouri, everybody goes to the movie theater on Christmas Day. The movies are crazy on Christmas Day. It's not like that everywhere, but when I lived in Springfield, everybody in town was at the movie theater, and the parking lot was full. It was hard to get out of. It was crazy on Christmas Day. But Sonic 3, my quick review of it, basically, we discover that Shadow came to Earth 50 years ago, and it was covered up by some form of government, and that he basically comes out of stasis and shows up, and then you find out that Dr. Robotnik's grandfather was involved in that back then, and Dr. Robotnik's grandfather's niece, I think, plays a role in it, and they got all upset because of something that happened, and the niece was good friends with Shadow, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, the niece passes. You'll see what happens as you watch the movie go along, but basically this situation made Shadow and Dr. Robotnik's grandpa really, really evil. They turned to the dark side of the Force, if you will. And now Sonic and Knuckles and Tails have to save the day, because if they don't, they're building this big giant thing that's going to destroy the Earth. Because that's every movie today. Why does every movie today have to have the stakes that the entire Earth is going to be destroyed, or half the universe is going to be destroyed, or like the stakes in movies are so unrealistic. Anyway, so that's the scenario, but it doesn't really matter. The way everything plays out, it's such a fun time at the movies. It's a fun time for the kids, fun time for the parents. Jim Carrey is at the top of his game. Jim carries it up, and he does such a great job. And it's just super, super fun to watch. There's a mid-credit scene and an after-credit scene, kind of like the Marvel movies. That's become the thing now in Hollywood, to tease what is to come. And Sonic 4 has been greenlit. This is a fun time at the movies. We'll probably watch it again at the movie theater. It says, I don't think they believe that kids can understand a street level threat. That their attention spans are so limited, the stakes have to be extreme. I think that, if that's what they believe, they're wrong, because you ever watch PJ Masks? PJ Masks are often street level threats, and the kids understand it just fine. I'm surprised there hasn't been a PJ Masks movie, actually. So it's a pretty cool property. That's my thought on it. But anyway, Sonic 3 is fantastic. Want to go see it again. I have no desire myself. I think my son wants to see this, but after what I've read, I probably won't. I'll just wait until it comes out on Disney Plus, and that is Mufasa. I have no desire to see Mufasa at the movie theater. I would highly recommend, if you haven't seen it and you have kids, especially if they want to go see it, they're talking about it, go take your kids to see Sonic 3. It's a good family movie. There's nothing in it that's offensive. There's nothing in it that's woke. I think that's a huge, huge help. And let's hope that the box office stays away from woke for quite some time, because that will be helpful. So let's see what has happened at the box office over the weekend. And this is out of the numbers. The numbers don't lie. The numbers are what they are. So let's review this weekend domestic chart for the weekend of December the 20th, 2024. We have Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is number one. By the way, I predicted this. I believed all along that Sonic would hedge out a win over the Mufasa the Lion King, simply based on the fact that I think there's a lot of excitement for Sonic 3, where nobody's asked for Mufasa 2. I know that WDW Pro thought that maybe this first weekend Mufasa could win over Sonic 3, and the reason he thought the win could happen for Mufasa over Sonic 3 is because, one, Disney has a lot of the bigger movie theaters and the bigger screens, the IMAX screens and things like that. Obviously, Sonic does have some 40X screens and things like that, because Dan's Life of the Kingdom saw it 40X. So I think there's, but also just for me, it was taken to, and also Pro said they're just massively marketing this thing, pushing it. And that's true. I've seen nothing but Mufasa commercials left and right lately on everything. So they're really pushing it, even though there's just no real narrative there. I don't care about how Mufasa and Scar came to be that way. And it's probably a short story that could have been done. Like, they could have done it in a cartoon on a Disney short, and it would have been more popular. I had no faith in Mufasa, even though I even had my physical therapist stopping to take digs at it before it was released. I will say this, okay? Mufasa is doing much better internationally than Sonic 3, and there is a reason for that. The reason Mufasa is doing better at the international box office is because Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has not yet been released at the international box office. But here is the bigger news about what I'm about to share. Mufasa the Lion King has 4,100 theaters. That's 4,100. I believe that's screens. 4,100 screens in the United States. Sonic the Hedgehog has 3,761 screens. So you're looking at, with 300 fewer screens, it literally almost doubled the number of tickets or gross revenue. So Sonic has 62 million domestic. Mufasa has 35 million domestic, with far more screens. It means fewer people in fewer theaters. And I was seeing that, prior to the weekend, I was looking at the seats sold. What does that mean for Disney going forward? I think that means that people have given up faith in the Walt Disney Company to make good movies, especially after Moana 2. Everybody went to see Moana 2 the first week, and a lot of people liked it. I liked it. I think it was a good movie. It wasn't as good as Moana 1, but I really enjoyed it. I think some people might have even liked Moana 2 better than Moana 1, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of people like the second movie better when they first see it because it's the second movie and it's the newest to them, so it just makes sense. But Moana 2 down to 13 million box office for the weekend, and Wicked also about 13.5 million. So they are down quite a bit. They've lost theaters. They're losing revenue. Their Wicked and Moana 2 are very close to each other in revenue. 383 million domestic, almost 384 million domestic for Wicked, and 360 million domestic for Moana 2. So both of those movies are doing well, but they're not gangbusters like they thought they might be. $1 billion+ movies. I don't know the international box office, but I don't think either one of those are going to bust the $1 billion mark. And it may be that nothing happens. Now, I've also heard really, really good things about this movie, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. I would like to go see that. I'm just kind of looking at other things on the charts here. But as far as the Sonic versus Mufasa, Sonic is crushing, trampling, if you will, over a lion at the box office. And Mufasa has definitely ended up in Sonic's shadow. And I'm sure that leaves a scar. You like all my puns? Aren't they dumb? Oh, I'm sorry you have to deal with my dumb puns, but I know, I think they're funny. I'm laughing at myself. I always laugh at myself when I look in the mirror. Oh my goodness gracious, look at this. We have a super chat that has come in from Goen Shogi for $9.99. Thank you for that generosity, Goen Shogi. I appreciate that. If Mufasa disowned Scar, think Scar, I am your brother. If Mufasa disowned Scar, then why does he act like they're still cool in the original? This stuff is supposed to be handled with museum gloves, and they're riding penny boards through the exhibits. Why are they not even real brothers anymore? Like, they were supposed to be brothers, and now they're not brothers. They're fake brothers. Oh, you're my brother, but you're not my brother. And it's yeah. My understanding of the retcon in Mufasa is that it's so bad that it just kills the original story. So, but we got to celebrate the super chat. We'll celebrate it again later, but we're going to celebrate it now.
It's too much. It's perfect.
Oh, this is just the best of us. Up with more short celebration things. The new year, I'm going to be really working on revamping a lot of things about this show and making the whole show, making the channel better, putting out more on the channel. Yeah. Please, if you're not already a member of the channel, you're going to want to become one in the new year, because going forward in 2025, this channel is all about you guys and satisfying every one of your needs and wants and desires for everything that we do here at Follow the Bradleys Fun and building my wife's channels. If you speak Spanish at all, you're definitely going to want to subscribe to Virginia Bradley's Magical Adventures and Virginia Bradley Adventures, because she's doing some things, especially if you're one of the ladies out there and you like to talk about like clothes and sales and those types of things. She's handling all that too. But this is funny. I want to share this story. This is so interesting to me. This is out of I say it's interesting because it's actually out of the AP. It's just an AP story, and I want to share it here because we're talking about Sonic. This is by Jake Coyle out of the Associated Press. There it is. There he is, Sonic, coming at you. Sonic 3 bests Mufasa the Lion King at the box office. Not even an exciting headline. You have to excuse me for just a moment while I try and clear my throat. Oh my goodness gracious me. Trust me, you did not want to hear that. That was disgusting. Gross. I had to clear my throat. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for those shares, Postmark, and her channel and whatnot. All right, so reading this out of the AP, again, let's go back up here to the top. Sonic 3 Best Mufasa the Lion King at the box office. This is out of the Associated Press Entertainment section by Jake Coyle, updated at 1:49 p.m. Eastern on the 22nd of December, which was yesterday. New York Associated Press, in the holiday season, battle of big budget family movies. Paramount Pictures' Sonic the Hedgehog 3 sped past the Walt Disney Company's Mufasa the Lion King to take the top spot at the box office ahead of the lucrative Christmas corridor in the theaters. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 debuted with $62 million in ticket sales over the weekend, according to the studio estimates. With strong reviews, 86% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and a high score coming from audiences, an A cinema score, Sonic 3 is well positioned to be the top choice in cinemas during the busiest moviegoer period of the year. It was telling of some wider trends that Sonic 3 made for $122 million, bested one of Disney's top properties. Video game adaptations, once among the most derided movie genres, have emerged as one of the most dependable box office forces in recent years. The two previous Sonic movies together grossed more than $700 million worldwide, and the third installment appears likely to do better than both of them. A fourth Sonic movie is already in development. Mufasa, however, was humbled on its opening weekend with its $35 million in domestic ticket sales, coming in notably shy of expectations. The photorealistic Lion King prequel even opened wider than Sonic 3, launching on 4,100 theaters and gobbling up most IMAX screens compared with 3,761 locations for Sonic 3. What that does, by the way, is opens up Sonic 3 to possibly go to IMAX screens later, after Mufasa gets kicked out. Though Mufasa's reviews were poor, 56% fresh on Rotten, 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, audiences gave it an A cinema score. Sonic 3 nearly doubled the haul for Mufasa, which cost more than $200 million to make. Disney could look to $87.2 million in international sales to help make up the difference. The third Sonic will roll out in most overseas markets in the coming weeks. In director Jeff Fowler's Sonic 3, Ben Schwartz returns as the voice of the Hedgehog alongside Tails the Fox, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Knuckles the Echidna, voiced by Idris Elba, and Jim Carrey in scene-stealing dual roles as Dr. Robotnik and his grandfather. Moonlight filmmaker Barry Jenkins directs Mufasa's voice cast, including Aaron Pierre, Kelvin Harrison Jr., Donald Glover, Beyonce Knowles Carter, Mads Mikkelsen, and Blue Ivy Carter. It follows Jon Favreau's 2019 photorealistic The Lion King remake, which made $1.66 billion globally despite mixed reviews. Mufasa didn't come close to that film's huge $191 million opening weekend. We felt strongly that the marketplace could support both movies, and we're certainly holding up our end of our side of the bargain, said Chris Arison, distributor chief for Paramount. I appreciate that, AP. No major franchise movie is coming out this Christmas. The most anticipated December 25th release might be a complete unknown with Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. That means Sonic 3 could be looking at several weeks in a row at number one. The family audience was 59% on Sonic 2. This time it's 46%. That 13% drop reflects the time of the year we're dealing with, said Aronson. I think once the marketplace really cooks, Sonic is going to be the dominant force. Many of Disney's live-action adaptations, including Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Jungle Book, have been big hits. Others, such as Dumbo, Mulan, and The Little Mermaid, have been less well-received. More are on the way, including a new Snow White in March, Lilo and Stitch in May, which actually Lilo and Stitch looks pretty good so far from what we've seen. It's promising. And plans for Moana and Tangled to get the same live action treatment because Disney is creatively bankrupt. Despite Mufasa's muted opening, Disney is still celebrating its strongest annual performance in years. Why? Because of two. Well, basically because of the big Bob Chapek greenlit Deadpool and Wolverine, which Bob Iger and Kevin Feige were both against. For the record, in the beginning, they were both against those. Got made anyway. Yes, Disney is still celebrating its strongest annual performance in years. The studio has accounted for more than $5 billion in ticket sales worldwide, including this year's top two hits, Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine. The animated Moana 2 could give Disney the top three movies of the year. I don't think that's going to happen because Wicked's still beating it, I believe. In 4 weeks of release, it has collected $790.2 million globally, including 13.1 million in the U.S. and Canadian theaters over this weekend. Though Christmas often sees some of the biggest releases of the year, movies released around Thanksgiving really drove the box office this season. That includes Moana 2 and Universal Pictures' Wicked, which managed third place in its fifth weekend. Wicked, the hit musical adaptation starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, added $13.5 million in North American theaters to push its domestic total to $383.9 million. So I don't think its international is quite as big. That's why Moana might have that bigger hit. Those films, among others, have led a Hollywood rebound in 2024 after a significant deficit earlier in the year. Overall sales are drawing close to those of 2023. According to ComScore, the gap has narrowed to 4.4% behind last year's results. While that's still significantly less than pre-pandemic years, it's enough to flip the script on what once looked like a rough year for the movies. What I would say to that is it's still a rough year for movies overall, because what people are doing is they're holding out only for the biggest films. Family films like Inside Out 2, Moana 2, and Sonic 3 have played a major role. Paul, whatever his last name is that I'm not going to try to pronounce, senior media analyst for ComScore, noted animated movies have accounted for 26.5% of this year's box office. The box office year was saved by the family audiences being drawn to the multiplex. Homestead, the latest release from Christian-themed Angel Studios, the distributor of Sound of Freedom, opened with $6.1 million. It follows a group of doomsday preparers who take shelter in a self-sufficient compound after a nuclear attack in California. Interesting. There are several other things there, but final domestic box office figures will be released Monday. That's later today. Estimated ticket sales for the Friday through Sunday at U.S. and Canadian theaters, according to ComScore. Number one, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 at $62 million. Number 2, Mufasa The Lion King at 35 million. Wicked number 3 at 13.5. Moana 2 at 13.1. At number 4, Homestead at 6.1, and so on and so on and so forth. Red 1 is now available on Prime, so I have no reason why that would why it would do well at all anymore. But just call him Paul D. Yeah, sure, Paul D. That was I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, not on the fly like this. Anyway, my final analysis would be go see Sonic 3. There's no reason to see Mufasa 2 except wait for it if you want to watch it on Disney Plus when it comes out there, or just buy it outright on Prime if you want to do that, or rent it for like $5.99 or $3.99 or whatever it is that you can do later on if you want to eventually see it. I'm sure it'll eventually come on television. Remember when we used to just wait for stuff to come on television because it eventually would? Now, the stuff that does come on TV, is actually some of the best stuff out there because it's from the 80s and 90s. Anyhow, before we leave, let me thank Go and Shogi one more time for this super chat, and for that, and for all other things that you guys have helped with today. Actually, before we throw the celebration, I do want to let you know, if you haven't seen it yet, and maybe Go and Shogi can throw the link up in the chat, please go watch the Gary Sinise candlelight video that I have posted last night. And also, you might want to watch it on Christmas Eve with the family. I've got 2 of them. I've got 2 candlelights. I've got Anne Margaret from last year and Gary Sinise from this year, but Gary Sinise is really, really good. And what a great retelling of the Christmas story. So if you want, you can even have your Bible out with that and cross-reference it while you're discussing it. But it's something very, very important that we remember. The reason for this Christmas season is the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to say Merry Christmas. If that offends you, that's on you, not me. I'm certainly not offended by whatever religion you want to purport, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to. We all have those freedoms, and that's the great thing about freedom and free speech. But I just want to thank everybody out there. I think Go and Shogi may have just put that up. There we go. By the way, special guest Lorena Creole in that video. So, and that was the same night she live streamed it. So the live stream link is in the description of that video. But there it is. There's that. Here's this. And before we do head out the door today, and by the way, I don't know what this week is going to hold as far as lives. We could end up skipping Christmas, or who knows what's going to happen, or just could be brief or something. I don't know. I'll probably be here Christmas Day for something. And yes, there is the Christmas ambiance video that's doing really, really well. I think that's the. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Go and Shogi, for this, and I believe that deserves our once again long celebration. You guys ready to celebrate? Get ready. If you are a member, get ready with your custom emojis. And if you are not green yet and somebody wants to help turn more of the chat green, go for it. Let's celebrate.
Too much? Too much? It's a perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, anticipation. It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy. decent guy, I must say.
Thank you so much, Go and Shogi, for the support. And for everybody out there watching, we are going to send you right over to Culture Casino today. So let him know that you're rating in from Follow the Bradley's Fun. And tomorrow we'll let you know exactly what's going to happen over the Christmas holiday. But until then, we say thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for the extra support. Thank you, everybody that is in the chat. Thank you, Dylan Soup, for coming in. What is up, Dylan Soup? We're about to redirect over to Culture. And we appreciate all of you so much. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.